Yeah.
We good?
We're good. Hi.
There's always that little, like, a couple of minute setup of.
And some days we learn.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd love to just have everyone, be a part of our amazing conversation of the magic that happened last week. And I'd love to hear, your experience with it. And then we can just share with your peeps what we have coming up and how everyone can be a part of it.
Well, first of all, Alexandria, I need to thank you because I can only imagine that having 70 speakers over 3 days and 9 sessions must have been causing some sleepless nights, to say the least. But I mean, I know you're excited, but there comes a time that you need to fill yourself up anymore. But to arrange all that, and we managed to attend a few amidst the training. So to have the experience of some of the amazing speakers you brought together over 3 days. And I mean, I'll mention a few times because there is another one coming up in May, and you'll give all the details. But as an experience, it is said that if you can speak for an hour, you're ready now. If you can only speak for half an hour, you need 2 weeks. And if you can only speak for a few minutes, you need to really practice a lot. And to be able to speak for 8 minutes, I mean, that takes some serious doing, because you can't just turn up and wing it, because it would be a disappointment to the public. It would be a disappointment to the person who actually brought you there. So in speaker training, I always said, and I got it from one of my mentors, that for every minute you speak on a stage, you need to practice for an hour. So you can, 8 minutes is maybe a blessing. So you only have to practice for 8 hours, but I can promise you, I did that. And that putting the talk together and then practice, and then I say, oh, that's about 15 minutes. Yeah, that won't work. And I got to understand this when one time I needed to speak in front of 3,000 people at the John Maxwell leadership event, and you only got 3 minutes. And if you were more than 3 minutes, you just didn't get to speak. So to whittle that down, and we all have plenty to say, and you and me especially, we all have plenty to say, but to be able to say all of what we need to say, not what we want to say, but what the audience really need to hear. And there was a wide variety of audience, because there was a wide variety of subjects as well, and absolutely amazing. And everybody brought something powerful to the table with which they could further their movement, which is what this was all about. So for me, it was the most amazing experience. I mean, I was ready by the time my slot came, and I actually was in a conference center. You probably would have seen it behind me there, because that's a small conference center where we were doing the training. And I was like a bull waiting for that gate to open, and I'm coming,
Oh, I felt it.
I said you might have noticed that, but that's my way of speaking. And it was so amazing to be able to do this to deliver this kind of talk succinctly. And the point you made at the beginning, that to feed that through all the way. And I think that the feedback was wonderful, and I'm sure the feedback was wonderful, everybody, and also for the total conference. I mean, we've already connected with a few people, and wow, it's already a week ago again. I mean, how time flies.
Oh my God, I know that we were going on day 2 this day last week. I can't believe it's already been a week. Yeah, I know what my favorite part about everything you're saying, Jan, is as speakers, there's always a next level that we can achieve. There's always something that we can fine tune or master. You don't just speak once and then everyone hears your message, and you don't just keep doing the same thing over and over, right? And I love the energy that was brought by the speakers into the event, even leading up to. Everyone was practicing, everyone was collaborating with each other. And that's the energy that I want to be in, right? I look at the stage as so special and sacred. And I really believe, even for the most advanced seasoned speakers, there's always a new unknown that we can pioneer, right? There's always something that we can experience, that next level we can experience. And it was really cool to bring that out. I mean, I know you and Arthi have been speaking for a long time. I've been speaking for a long time. Someone was like, I've been speaking for 30 years and I've never done something like this. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So I love that energy of next level of commitment, of care. Like, did you feel that energy of just, I care about this. Like, I care about this. I could feel it from all the speakers.
And for me, I never knew I cared about so much. Because every time another speaker came in even some of the subjects might have been similar, but from a different personal experience, because everybody brought themselves to the table. The authenticity of the people you could feel through the screen. And it was irrelevant whether people are seasoned speakers or they're starting out or they're kind of feeling the waters. Everybody brought that. And you know, that you can't take that away from anybody. That it's not about different levels of speaker. It never is, actually, as far as I'm concerned. Is what can you bring to the table and how do you bring it to the table? First of all, do you bring yourself to the table? As I said, do you throw your heart in the ring? And if you throw, and I think everybody did. And that's the most wonderful thing about it. And then sometimes you go to a conference where they've got one theme and you know, there's a lot of sameness in there, but you didn't know from one talk to the next, and it's only 10 minutes or so apart. You didn't know from 10 minute to the next where you're going to end up, what you're going to hear, and what you're going to learn. And I mean, I'm just sorry that I couldn't be in all of it, but I mean, I listened. Whether sometimes through artists we listen together in the room when we were staying. But I thought, wow, I mean, this is amazing to bring so many of these together. And another thing, what really helped me a lot, what made me have a slightly different outlook, when you said beforehand you need a power statement. I thought, okay, well, I like that. I mean, I like to come running on the stage and give going. I thought the power statement. So, and then when you explained it, because the good thing is for anybody who's listening who wants to come on the next one, you get all the guidance and support you'll ever need. And it is 8 minutes, and it's a bit like a Pechicucha type idea. If you've ever done that, that was another jaw stretcher, and I've done it twice. And you know, it doesn't matter how good you speak. That's also. But then you all of a sudden you get a similar kind of idea, but different. And then 8 minutes, and then you need to start with a power statement. But the good thing about your power statement, and when you talked, as you talked into it, I already kind of figured it out basically, because you needed to have the positive side. A yin and a yang, if you like. So and not a paragraph. No, one sentence that knocks it home. And I just took the pen as I listened to you, and I thought, what is some of my main areas? Leadership and speaking. I thought, okay, so that's how I came out with. I believe in a world, which everybody had to start with. I believe in a world where people are inspired to use their voice and lead rather than suffer in silence and follow. And from there, the speech was really written. It was just now, how am I going to do? So if you've got a good power statement, because of the work you put in there to explain this to us, the work is really done by then. It's after that, you just need to make sure you fill 8 minutes with meaningful stuff after that about what you just said. So I think it's a wonderful format. I've done an 8. There is another idea where they've done 8 minutes before, but there was no the guidelines. You basically said you get 8 minutes and then get off. You know, which was. And there was nothing wrong with that either, but but there was nothing wrong with that, because again, when you learn to do, a speaker speak, strangely enough, you know, you and me, you might have to tie them down somewhere and just mute us, but even if we're live, you know, on the stage, you know.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up. What do you have to do? You have 20 seconds, 20 slides. That's the format.
That's it. 6 minutes, 40 seconds. Boof. Over.
Wow. Yeah. And I love that you brought that up, because we were inspired by that stage. We were inspired by TEDx, and we were like, you know, what does it mean to birth a movement on a stage? And it's actually not just rambling on and on and on. We could do that all day long, but if you want to birth a movement that people want to further, you got to get up on there, and you got to be potent. You have to be powerful, and you got to get right to that point of transformation. And I think, you know, often speakers don't give themselves enough credit. They think that they can't share their message in a confined amount of time. They're like, oh, I need more time. I need more time. I'm like, you don't need more time. You need to get clear on what words you're saying, right? It's not about the time. It's about what you're putting onto that stage. You can share an earth-shattering speech in a minute. You could share it in a sentence, right? It has nothing to do with the length. It's more about what's going in it. So I love hearing your experience of how this was exciting and an up level for you, especially again, being in you're a very seasoned expert speaker. And I get so excited that again, there's always a next level. So for those who are catching this live, for those who are catching the replay, if you're like, what the heck are these two talking about? I'm excited. We did that on purpose. We wanted to intrigue you and get you curious what's going on. But what we're talking about is with Purpose Pioneers, and we host the Thought Leadership Virtual Summit. And this is an incredible 3-day experience where thought leaders from all across the world, we're global. This is a global movement, which is pretty awesome. You get to come and you get to birth your movement worth furthering. And we do it in this very special format. You have 8 minutes and it's 8 chapters of your story, of your movement. And like Jan said, if you get selected, we give you incredible training, support, guidance, and it really is so much more than just an event, so much more than just the 3 days of you speaking. It really is this up-level experience for speakers where you get to really take the next step with your message. Wherever you're at, if you're a speaker watching this, wherever you're at with your message, with the state of events that's been going on in the world, all the things that we've experienced, there is a next level for your message, and people want that grit. They want that passion. They want that, like Jan said, the yin and yang. They want these seemingly opposite things that we're told can't connect, but you're bringing them together and they can connect. So it's this incredible experience where last week we had 70 speakers birthing their movement on stage, and it was insane. And like Jan said, you would be blown out of the water at everyone's using the same structure, but it's all different, right? It's structure just allows us to flow. Structure needs to be filled in with the beautiful color, right? It needs to be filled in with the words, with the message. So it was really brilliant to watch 70 people that are all very aligned, right? Like we heard a lot of aligned messages, but all of them were so different because no one at the end of the day can share your message from your heart, from your perspective. Even if you're twins, I don't even care if you look alike, you still are a separate individual and you have your own unique story and perspective. So I'm so excited and blown away at what happened. And it's an honor for me to be able to give the level of support that I can to speakers, because when we're held and when we're birthing our movement, that's when we can really make magic. So.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I mean, magic was made. There is no doubt about it. And I think it's a bit like, you've all got the recipe for a cake, but you still need to bake a cake yourself. And how it comes out depends what you do with it while it's in the oven. And while you add all the ingredients, a bit more for this, a bit more for that. We've all got our specialties and all that. But the guidelines are so clear and so simple that, if any of you are thinking, maybe, I mean, I've got something in my heart, and as I say, because everybody's, Les Brown says it all, everybody has greatness in them, and I know that everybody's got a story. What is your story? I mean, you need to use your voice. As I said as well, you can inspire a nation, you can inspire your community, maybe inspire your family and friends. It doesn't matter, but you will inspire some people at some time. But if the only thing I can guarantee is, if you stay silent, you'll only suffer, because you've got something inside of you that the world needs to know, and you can take it to the grave with you, or you can come to the next Purpose Pioneers platform and speak on it. Yes. Is that you? I don't know, but I mean, it is for you sometime, and they'll do more. But why not now? Why put things off? Because we're always saying tomorrow might come, and tomorrow will come, but will it come for you? See, so make sure that you do things today that's going to impact some people somewhere, and who knows, you might impact somebody who will become. Maybe you will become, because of being there, you might become like a Martin Luther King, like a Gandhi, like a Mandela, like all these kind of people, because we haven't got many of those big speakers around at the moment. Will it be you? Who knows? But it won't be if you say no, if you say, okay, maybe tomorrow. No. Get in touch with Alex today and say, I'm the one. I want to be the next one. I'm ready, because I was born for this. I said it in my speech as well, but you are born for this. So why not now?
My goodness. I was joking around. So Jan went second to last, and then his amazing wife went last. She brought it home. And oh my goodness, Jan, your speech was just your talk, the power, the passion. I joked around. I was like, we need Alex in one ear and Jan in the other ear.
You'll go crazy.
You'll go crazy. You'll be motivated. You'll be inspired. Your skin will like pop out of your body. You'll be so motivated. But this is another thing that Jess, who's my best friend and our MC, she was like, Alex, something I love so much about the Purpose Pioneer stage is, number one, there's a space for all of us. And number two, there is no competition here, right? Like there were so many people that did talk about very similar things, but There is no competition. And I love that we felt nothing but pure abundance energy, right? And there were a lot of people that, say similar things and believe in similar things as what we do at Purpose Pioneers. I was like, great, even better. So what I love most about our stage is it really is a space for all. We believe in community and collaboration over competition. There is a stage for you. There is a place for you. And I believe when we show up from that abundant state of mind, we're getting the Jan point. When we show up from that abundant state of mind, that's when everything becomes possible. I really believe, especially with business, there's more than enough to go around. And then when we're bringing in the stages, trust me, there's more than enough stages to go around. So I just love the headspace. It's like anyone watching this, please make sure, we'll make sure you get all the links and all the good stuff, but please make sure to just check it out. Even event aside, the energy that's in our community, that's the energy that I want to be in, every day. Right. And Jan, I know you feel it. It's like we're all over the world, but I can even feel it through the damn screen and through the Zoom and through the circle.
It is, I think there's nothing more powerful than be together with like-minded or like thinking people, because sometimes we settle for people around us. I mean, there was a guy called Charlie Tremendous Joan. I met him a few times. I stood 3 times in a queue to get a hug of him. Because that's how he was, and he was an amazing guy. But he said there is 3 things that govern the rest of your life: the things you hear, the things you read, and the people you associate with. Now, some of you might need to change all 3, but at least start making a change by becoming part of the Purpose Pioneers, because those are the kind of people you want to associate with. If you've got something in your heart that needs to come out, if you've got something that you've been cooking for a long time and you're overcooking it really. And you don't think you can talk for an hour, now you've got your chance. 8 minutes. You've got 8 minutes. The stage is yours. There's no competition. Everybody roots for each other. We encourage each other when the statements come out. Is this any good? Or what do I need to do with this? And can I practice with somebody? It's all there, and then some. There is much more there. But I think it's clear enough. Purpose Pioneers will give you purpose.
Oh, okay. We need that on a shirt. We had so many quotable one-liners by the end of the 3 days. We have a list of t-shirts that we need to get. Oh my goodness. Well, yes, I'm so excited. I will make sure once we end this live, anyone who's catching it live or the replay, I will make sure that I link all the information below. This way you can check it out. Number one, I just recommend, again, event aside, get in our private community. We use a really incredible platform called Circle. I'll post that link. Just get in there. Once you're in there, you'll feel this energy that you can feel in this interview with Jan and I, right? It's palpable, it's potent. There's so many like-minded people in there. There's so many incredible resources. So just get in there, feel it for yourself. And then from there, your heart will know what is next for you, right? And I call it embodied experiences. When we can just hurl ourselves in and experience it, we move past the mind and we drop into the heart, and all of our most aligned decisions are in our heart, not in our head. So get your butt in there. It's absolutely magical. And then I actually this week am going to be releasing the next call for speakers for our next event. Ooh. So yes, that'll be launched. I think tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Yes, we will launch that by tomorrow. So you can check out what this experience is like. If you get selected, what the perks, the incredible perks and training and support that you'll get as a speaker. And we're going to have that call for speakers open for the next 2 weeks or so. So check it out. You do an application and an audition video. I've had speakers tell me, they're like, Alex, even if I don't get selected, that application was awesome. The questions were very thoughtful, right? And I do that on purpose. It's not just, you don't just fill out your information and then click submit. I want you to sit there and really think and put thought and intention into what you want to birth on the Purpose Pioneer stage. So you might just have a lot of fun doing the application and the audition video in itself. Jan did it and his was amazing.
Well, there was another thing, like, it was an unusual way to do it. Rather, normally you fill in applications, but this time they asked for you not to just do a 3-minute video, but to put it on all your social media, which a brilliant idea. I mean, for marketing 101, I mean, hey, I loved it. But apart from that, the fact that needed to maybe get a little bit more uncomfortable to get out there and speak into that camera, because I know that for some people, speaking in front of a crowd is already challenging, but speaking into a camera is even more to bring the energy that you normally show. And but I mean, hey, you get a good chance. And you just said something, Alex, that the line for speakers is open very short tomorrow already. Now, I mean, because I'm here anyway, I'm going to put somebody on the block for this, because I know there is somebody that has a purpose in life, and he's a good friend of mine, a Swedish guy. He's the founder of Cubimo, a platform for entrepreneurs, and he's got entrepreneurs at heart. So Joachim von Schiele-Fuhlmann, if you listen to this, get your butt into the game, because you need to talk on Alex's Purpose Pioneer platform. And why? Because you have a purpose and you are a pioneer. So it's already made for you. You just need to actually walk onto that stage after you do the stuff. So Joachim, if you're not listening, I'll make sure that you get this video. But you might be the first one, but you're not the last. So get in there. I don't know how many speakers you're going to need this time, Alex. Same again.
Close to that. It was 70 was a lot of humans to coordinate. But we're gonna
like herding cats.
Yeah, it was. We're like herding everyone to the stage. We're like, it's all gonna be okay. We just got to get you on the stage. But yeah, we're gonna do close to that. But here's what's really cool, everyone. As a speaker, once you get initiated and you do the thing and you birth your movement on the stage, you are a part of our speaker alumni club. And one of the perks is you get to nominate someone that you want to see on the Purpose Pioneer stage. So you just got nominated. We'll make sure that he gets tagged in the comments.
Will do.
That's a really incredible perk of course, our call for speakers is open to anyone, but I believe it's such a special invitation to get selected to say, you need to do what I just did. I know if my best friend nominated me to get on this stage that they just spoke on, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a big deal. And we talked about that, at the beginning of our event. I'm like, this is a big freaking deal. So that's a fun little perk that you get to share this gift with people that you believe are ready to birth their movement. So yay, oh my God, I'm so excited. So
am I. And, I just want to say, remember, you might have had something in your mind, something in your head, especially something in your heart and deep in your soul, and it might have been buried for a long time, because this is your opportunity to bring it back out. Don't miss this opportunity and take it what it's for, an opportunity. Somebody once said, it is better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than have an opportunity and not be prepared. Well, in this case, you get the opportunity. You've got 8 minutes to prepare for anybody, and if I can do it, anybody can. And this circle platform that Alex was talking about, it just shows you that you don't need to be too clever, because at some point I sent Alex a message. Where is this circle? I didn't realize I was actually in it. So I mean, there you go. But I just
showed you. Like, Dan, you're in the circle.
Yeah, I'm good. So if I can, anybody can. That's what I'm saying. Really, So. Hey, but thank you, Alex, for doing everything you do to bringing the passion out in so many people. And I know there's so many people who are, including myself, who are birthing a movement worth following. And I know there's going to be plenty more, and there's going to be collaborations. There are going to be connections that will last a lifetime, because of the path we're all on, and we're all on a similar path without competition. It's about collaboration. It's about encouragement. It's about empowerment. It's about compassion for other people and joining people at the hip. And let's say, let's walk this journey together. If you need any help, there is. I think more than 200 on the platform already, if I'm not wrong, but there is quite a few people on the platform. Most of them have already done what you're going to do. So if you're ready, we all will help you. And it says under the sleepless energy of Alex, I mean, you can't go wrong. Yes. So I look forward to seeing all of you. And Alex, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you for joining me here today. And I will spread this to you via the link as well. But it's been a pleasure and a privilege already, and I look forward for more, because this might have been the first, but it's certainly not the last.
Oh, he just dropped the microphone, people. Thank you, Jim, for having me. Thank you for being a champion of this movement. I just feel that we are exactly where we need to be, and I know the right people are going to come forth. They're going to answer the call. They're going to get on the Purpose Pioneer stage, and they're going to come back to us and go, all right, you two are on to something. You were talking about all this magical stuff. I experienced it. And yeah, we're all going to get to further our movements together. So thanks for having me. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. And I'm excited to see who comes forth in your community and joins us in the Purpose Sphere.
Yeah, and you will give them all the details. I mean, Purpose Pioneers, you'll be able to find it anyway very shortly, because you can go to the website already and connect there. But all the details will be below here as well in the links. And when we're going to start sharing the link on different platforms, we will make sure that you all get the links, because we don't want you to miss out, and because we want to see you succeed the way we are moving in the same direction. And we look forward to meeting you there. Come and join us. There's only 60 or so people who are going to be invited for the next one. But will it be you? Click the links when they come. See you there.
I'll see you on the stage.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.